I'm making a lot of noise here.
Oh yeah. Realistically, probably should be moving it. Just say something quickly.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, the volume's going way up. You're good.
Awesome.
Just tell me when to go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
Cool. So yeah, this is Glover. Obviously, I know most of you have already seen this. Even if you have, though, there's a lot of new tricks in it. It's going to be pretty exciting. So make sure to stick around. Also stick around for after when we get to watch Tony Hawk 2, which is going to be an awesome run. But yeah, this is Glover. If you haven't seen this game before, the story is there's a wizard in the castle in the middle, and he cooks potions, I guess, and he messes one up, causes an earthquake, and he falls back. Gloves fly off. One of them falls out the window. One of them falls into the cauldron full of evil goo. Wizard guy falls into the fountain in the middle that you just saw. I guess he got frozen. And then the evil glove turns the whole kingdom into sadness and despair. 6 crystals. There's 6 crystals on the roof, and they fly off. And Glover, who is me, the glove, quickly turns them into bouncy balls so they don't break. And now you have to go rescue them. Very in-depth plot. So yeah, there's 6 worlds in the game, all quite unique.
Yeah, you'll see him start doing a trick here called L canceling, where you press the L button and you alternate between holding the ball and standing on it, and it actually gives you a big speed boost, and it makes you go so fast that the camera cannot keep up with you. So you'll see him throughout the run a lot, just being like way off screen, while waiting for the camera to catch up to him.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that, Quish. That was discovered by, I believe, Cranky, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Most of the tricks in this game were discovered a fair while ago.
Yeah,
but
Cranky was one of the first runners of this game, right?
yeah, he was one of the OG Glove Crew members.
OG Glove Crew.
Also, you'll notice the ends of the levels, the level end portal is white. So I don't personally know what the difference or like what determines the color of the level end portal. Usually it's blue, but sometimes it's cool colors. So now we get white, and that's, you know, I've never seen that before. So always good to have. Yeah, exactly. Always good to have a good never seen it before in a marathon. So yeah, something like you'll see that. There's a lot of tricks in this that, even if they were old, they were more IL strats that we now develop more for the actual run, just to obviously speed it up, because we don't want to go slow. But you'll see here the camera gets all sorts of wacky when you're L cancel.
Also, this is a not exactly an any percent category, it's an all levels category.
Yeah, and it's not exactly an all levels
It's not
category.
exactly an all levels category because we're skipping some of the bonus levels.
We're skipping every bonus
every
level.
bonus level.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a misnomer. It's not. It's called all levels just because the bonus levels aren't real levels. They're just not.
They're dumb.
They're dumb.
You don't want
yeah.
to watch them.
If you want to watch someone have fun doing 100% for this game, follow RyGuy2499. He's pretty consistently doing Glover runs. So yeah, you'll often find him doing some 100%. There's 2 different versions. Well, I guess there's 3 different versions of the game. There's a N64 version, a PS1 version, and a PC version. The PC version is really weirdly broken. It took a long time for anyone to figure out how to actually run it. But we did, and it's the exact same, I think, as the N64, but it's just slower, longer load time, so it's no point in running it.
Yeah, you might have noticed there that you can change the ball between different sorts of balls. Like you have like a big bowling ball and a little marble.
Yeah,
and you have to change it to different things to kill the bosses.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like that's the first boss. His name is Fish Totem Pole, I believe. And yeah, no, it's a great name. And it's simple. Most of the bosses in this game are fairly simple. 2 of them are just skipped entirely. So it's pretty nice. They're not too difficult by any means. So yeah, once you beat the first world, you get to unlock the next 2. And the proper route, the fastest way to go, is the Carnival. You save a whole bunch of time doing it. And coming up, I'm sure most of you are very excited. Or if you don't know,
excited.
get excited, because coming up is the coolest trick in the game. It's the chicken hover.
Chicken hover.
Everyone knows it.
Everybody loves that.
Everyone loves it. It's a great trick. And it's been slightly modified since the last time you probably saw this game at either of the 2 marathon, like person marathons it's been in, which was HDQ 2014 and Midwest Speed Fest last year. I know all you watched Midwest Speed Fest last year. Not garbage. But yeah, so normally it's done a little bit safer, but we figured out that screw that, no point in being safe, it's slow, so we just go fast. Hopefully I get it first try. It's, you know, it is pretty slow if I miss it, but you know, it's not a big deal. It's like 30 seconds. This might mess up. Oh no, that'll be, yeah. That's fine, that takes 2 seconds to just reload. So yeah, the reason I think L canceling works, just to go back to L canceling, is when you switch from standing on the ball to not standing on the ball. Yeah, so here it is.
Go chicken hover.
It gives you a little bit of speed, and the speed just carries forward the more you do it, and it doesn't reset the momentum fast enough to offset the increase in speed. So here, I'm wanting to count how many of those little dotted lines you see, tracking lines throw off. I think that's 7, if anyone's 8. And once I hit 15, 14, realistically you can do, but this is for safety, we're gonna do 15. For safety, actually I'll do 16, because it's just much easier, and it is still faster by probably 20 seconds.
Yeah, you can't really tell from the background because it's not exactly moving. It's pretty static, but he's getting higher and higher and higher up in the level.
Yeah.
And it's going to allow him to jump off of this chicken and get into a loading zone for the end of the level, because what you're supposed to do is
So, yeah, you'll see the
activate
loading
and ride in a rocket ship that takes you up into the sky.
There you go.
But when you do that, yeah, you can just go straight to it.
Yeah, normally you hit 3 switches, unlocks a rocket, and then you shoot off into a loading zone. Anyway, here's another cool strat that is fairly new. It's a little bit tricky, the angle, but
Yeah,
I think I got it.
way off screen right now.
so yeah, you see, and if you see at the bottom there a little bit of blue, there's the end of the level.
Nice. Landed right on it. That's a very hard trick.
Yeah. And you can do kind of something similar here. If you notice that fence over there, you can do the same thing where you flick up and bounce over, but it's a lot more tricky, and it saves like nowhere near as much time, so it's not worth it, especially not for a marathon run.
What was that blue guy's name?
That blue guy's name is Dennis.
Dennis, that's right.
Yeah, so don't. Oh yeah, no, that's his real name. I think.
Legal government name.
The legal government name, yeah. But yeah, that's he's very friendly. He's a nice guy, but sometimes he can just kill you. Also, these you'll notice I'm going fairly slow here. Those holes are basically magnets. If you go near one, it'll just suck you into the depth below, which is just death, obviously. I'm gonna try a trick here. So this is a carnival boss. Fairly straightforward. You just hit a switch 3 times. But I'm gonna try a trick where you clip through the wall and hit the switch the second time early. It's pretty tricky. I'm not expecting to get it, but if I do get it, it'll be cool. Yeah, I already screwed up. Oh, yeah. No worries. So yeah, if you... There's a clip in this game, which I will try on the next world. But, oh, God. That can happen sometimes, too, where he just won't get hurt. Hello? Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone take damage from this guy before.
Yeah, like, he throws big eggs at you. I don't know why. But it is definitely big eggs, not pies.
Yeah, I thought they would be pies.
No, they're not pies. They're big eggs. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fairly straightforward. But the next world is Pirates. Pirates is probably the trickiest world in the game. There's just a lot of very inconsistent strats and tricks.
And that
Bounce strats.
that little circle pad that fell down from the sky that he used to warp out, I found out earlier today that can kill you if it lands on you.
Yeah, if you're underneath it, it'll just push you through the world and you'll die. So, look out. The music in this game is great too. Like, I don't know who did the music. The game's, I can't see on the cart, but I'm pretty sure it's done by Hasbro. I don't know who did the music, but it's
Yeah, it was Hasbro.
pretty nice.
That's intended damage right there, right?
Yep. It resets the fall count, actually. Like if Glover falls for too long, he'll just instantly enter like the death cry state. And then if you touch the ground after that, you just die instantly. So I hit the wall there so that it resets them. You don't have to, but it's the most consistent and easiest way to do it. And you'll notice I see up when I hit switches, and that just skips the cutscene for it.
Yeah, see, up normally just like changes your camera
Yeah.
perspective.
It's the see up like all N64
Yeah, like
games.
Super Mario 64.
And I don't need to do it here because this water jet, it lasts long enough. Like, there's no way to actually get to that before it goes up, because it hits, as soon as you hit the switch, it's shooting up and it's that far away, so there's not really much point in skipping it other than to look cool. Yeah, there's a crystal form, and the only use for it is you get more points out of it. But no one in the entire history of the universe has ever done a high score Glover run. I'm fairly certain, so it's useless.
Better check Twin Galaxies for that.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that we kind of figured out more, just mechanics-wise, is in terms of the bounces. The higher the bounce, like the highest bounce you get is when you're standing on the ball and you hit the ground. So you'll notice if I'm trying to get like a really far bounce, I'll just kind of time it so that I stand on the ball when I bounce off. And you'll notice I do that here for, this is called the trick I'm going to try to do at least is called Voodle Cycle, developed by legendary Glover speedrunner Chris Voodle. It's basically just a faster early cycle. And we got it. Okay, cool.
Nice, good job.
But we're not out of the water yet. There's another very, very tricky trick to try, and it is clipping through this. So hopefully we got this. No, we didn't.
Rip ball.
Unfortunately. So yeah, that's the clip at the end, but it's no big deal. So the reason that works is that bridge that you saw me crossing at the end, it's timed fairly perfectly to do exactly what I did. And it's very, very, very imprecise to hit that. And also this lobster spawns as kind of like a fuck you to, if you miss that, if you die, it's like, oh, here's a lobster. And you just flip through that. There's no point in going all the way around. But this level's fairly straightforward. So you'll notice sometimes I don't just L cancel, I'll just stand on the ball and start rolling. Cranky also discovered that if you start L canceling and then stand on the ball, your momentum's sort of carried on to the running on the ball. It's not as, if you just hold onto the ball, most of your momentum just disappears instantly. So it's a lot easier to control your movement if you're just rolling on the ball instead of having to L cancel with the camera chasing you. And this is Pirates 3. Another very, very inconsistent trick is in this level. It's called Roof Bounce, if you remember that. And then once I get to it, I'll explain a little better. Oh, crap. So normally, you know, when you're trying to bounce across things, you have a lot of time and you have a lot of space to do it. Here you don't. You're just going to have to mash L and hope you get it. And you know, I've tried to get it a little more consistent, and I think I have, but there's not really much way to tell. Like, see, what I'm trying to do is hit that angle, bounce off the roof, and land on the roof over there. Oh, crap. And if you switch between standing and just holding the ball, at the same time you hit the ground, you'll just die. The bounce won't happen. But anyway, that's that. Saves like probably 30, 40 seconds. Oh, jeez. That death was intentional. Ha ha ha. Thank you, yeah. You saw what I was going for. So yeah, again, see, I have to skip the cutscene and lets me get this cycle on this thing. It's very easy to get, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And you want to hug walls a lot because a lot of times, like, if the ground is angled a certain way and you're going around it, it'll like, you'll hit it and just jank off 100 miles the wrong way, usually to your death. So yeah, it sucks. Anyway, Pirates boss is up, and for anyone who hasn't watched this, I'm sure if you played this game as a kid, this was probably your least favorite boss, if not the one that just you quit the game on, because I know it was for me. It's really difficult, really, really tricky to get, but fortunately for the speedrun, you don't have to worry about it. You just... This is the only level in the only boss fight in the game where the level end portal is actually in the level, in a place you can get to. Every other world is just in the roof, like way off in the sky, and there's no way to actually get it. But here, you clip through the thing, you go through the thing, and you save probably a minute or two. If not just your sanity. from that terrible, terrible boss fight.
Has there been anything that has made that clip easier, more consistent? Because I think I can recall people trying many, many times and not getting that before.
Not really. It's mostly just lining it up, kind of knowing somewhat where the 2 pixels or whatever align and just hoping you get it. Anyway, you'll notice that after Carnival, I slapped the ball into there and just went right to Pirates instead of going in. That's, again, it's somewhat of a new development. It just saves a little bit of time. If you slap the ball in, then go over. When you return the ball, go out, you'll spawn a new ball, which is just the old Carnival ball, and you can just go back in, and it saves not a lot of time, but you know, any little bit helps. It saves a lot more time when you do it from Prehistoric to Fear. Speaking of Prehistoric, that's the next level we're heading to. It's a cool level. It has a lot of cool bounces. Like, the second level in it is probably the best demonstration of L canceling and bouncing in the game. Just because that's the entire level, is you just take a big bounce. Or 3, or 4, or 6. The music in this world's great too. Lots of OEOs. You might notice that I'm using the D-pad. Oh, it's garbage. It's a jerk. Instead of the analog stick, which I used to use, D-pad is slightly faster. Obviously, the downside is you only get 8 directions of movement instead of the however many you get with the analog stick. But eventually, you get used to it, and that little bit of time save does help. Also, this wall. So sometimes you can climb up it, sometimes you can't. We don't know why. There's no real reason why. You know, we tried different amounts of snow on the ball, different speeds going at it, but really, there's not really any way to do it. So we just pray, and if we don't get it, we don't get it. Dinosaur's a jerk, but he's easy to dodge. So yeah, here's what I was talking about earlier. It's really, really easy and really fun to just do this huge, huge bounce at the start. And it obviously saves quite a bit of time. There you go. And you notice the camera, yeah, it's just completely not even catching up. Here is even more evident. It's just, you go fast and you just don't care where the camera is.
The character is.
Oh, yeah, I went so fast that I hit the lava at the end. So that's another thing is, if you go too fast, there's a little lava pool at the end that'll just kind of make you sad. Fortunately, this level is like really, really fast, so it's not a big deal by any means to not get that.
Am I right in saying that Glover himself can take damage and those are your hearts, but if like the ball itself gets hit, it's immediate death?
Both you and the ball have 3 hearts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're not the same health too. Like if you see the ball, if it gets damaged by a thing, it'll have a little bandage on it. That was poor, but I can show you what I was talking about though. That's kind of actually a bad way to explain it because I say that, but I have had times where, there you see a little bandage on it. Anyway.
You don't need to lose time to explain it to me.
No, it's all good.
Because they speedrun.
We're plenty ahead. Yeah, like I've had times where I've hit the ball like 7-8 times with an enemy and it just doesn't die. So I don't know, maybe there's some sort of thing to it, but in my experience, most of the time it's you both get free. And yeah, you'll notice a lot of things from this game are just taken from other games. You might notice, or you might know where that sound is from, or also used in other games. I know it from Star Fox Adventures, I believe. Obviously that wouldn't be the first use of the game, but...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of N64 games sort of share the same sound effects library.
Yeah, yeah. And there, usually I try to die. It saves a little bit of time over checkpointing just because the platform rises and falls the whole time during the cutscene. So even while you're dying, it'll be running up, and then when you respawn, you can just go over and it'll drop. Instead of having to lose that half a second or whatever from the reset to the checkpoint. It's not a big deal, though.
This is the most 90s boss
And
ever.
yes, this is the best boss in the game, for sure. But again, it's very simple. You hit him 3 times. Hope he doesn't hit the ball, but sometimes he does. It's not anything to worry about. Yeah, it's sort of unfortunate about how like simple a lot of the boss fights are in this game. I say that as I die. There is a strat on this guy, it's a little bit faster. If you jump down, you'll notice how the ball follows me and just kind of sprints at me. There is a strat you'll jump down, you'll hit him the first time and you jump down, the ball will respawn above you on the thing, like, just like that. It'll roll down, hit him again, respawn, roll down, hit him again. It saves a little bit of time, but it's incredibly inconsistent, so until we figure out a little bit more, there's not really any reason to use it. And there's just 2 worlds left. And yeah, like I was saying, I'm just gonna slap the ball back in here, jump on over to to Fear. Let's see how jolly the overworld has gotten since I started. Poor Green Glove. All he wanted was despair. You'll notice this, the fence doesn't exist. You can jump really high.
Cool trick.
Cool trick, yeah. Saves a whole bunch of time.
Very speed important.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in this game that it's just, you know, fun random tricks that aren't really relevant to the speedrun, but it's like, you know, just cool. Weird little quirks of the game. Here's a cool trick that I probably won't get, but you gotta go real fast. Yeah. Basically, you can skip that cycle and get up there, but very, very, very quick is what is required. And here's just a really fun part. Easiest part in the game by far. I said that before and then I died about 7 times in a row, so we'll see. But the beach ball gives you just incredible, just the physics on it are so broken. So the kind of stuff you can do with it is just, it's so much fun. But yeah, that's that. Sometimes you get caught, the camera gets caught on walls, so you just gotta see it. Oh. So yeah, the first world in Fear and the third level in Fear have the ball, the beach ball, as a key component of the speedrun. So here we'll get an actual glimpse of the clip trick that I was... Oh, well, wait for this guy to die, so... Die. Oh, alright. So yeah, here, much easier when we don't have to worry about enemies and stuff. You line up, you hit down and back. And if you're lined up properly, you'll flip right through. Alright, sorry, I said down and back. You hit down and Z at the same time. Hit B to grab the ball.
For all the Americans out there, Z is Z.
Yes. Yes. And here I will hopefully get that. Perfect. And not bounce off. Awesome. Okay, good. So yeah, you'll notice, I don't know, maybe you noticed, after I clipped through, there was those 2 rotating things rotating around. They're supposed to have lightning on it, but because you clip through, the way the lightning activates is you hit the switch, open the doors, and then all the things after that activate. But it's slow, so we don't do it. Lightning. Oh, there's no lightning. Okay. Lightning in this world is, I think, random. And it makes the whole screen white, and so if you're trying to do some tricky L cancel bounce, and then all of a sudden the screen goes white, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do, you know. You can pray you get it, but there's not much else you can do, so you just hope that you don't get lightning. But here you'll see like a really good kind of demonstration of how stupid the bouncy ball or beach ball is.
Man, you are way up there.
Yeah. And then the trick I'm doing here is just B-ball canceling, which is where you hold B and then hit Z to release it. Oh, I think I'm so far over. Holy moly. I have no idea where I am now. I went so high. Okay. Yeah, sweet. But yeah, you hold B and then cancel it with Z. And then you tap B to do a little bit of like a B-ball bounce. And then you hold B again and it'll re-hold the ball.
Yes!
I thought I heard an earthquake or something. Rumbling.
For those in the viewing audience who are sensitive to bright, flashing colors, maybe
Look away.
don't watch this part.
Yeah, I'll, you know, when it's gonna happen, there's a pretty bad part where it's just flashing lights. It's really bad. So yeah, if you have any worry of epilepsy or anything, I'll tell you. Or if you just don't like flashing lights, you know, I ain't the judge. Again, though, this is the fear boss, and it's one of the two we skip. So this one we skip it by doing that, and you ground pound it again. Normally, you're supposed to jump around and fix them all so that, you know, they lead up to this thing, and you get that. Oh, sorry, look away.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, so you can just underload the. Or underflow, I guess it's called, the platform while it's still going down, and then it just triggers it to go all the way to the top. Saves a bunch of time. You'll see all that speed that stays when you walk on the ball. Anyway, the next world is the final world, Space. It's actually the fastest world, I believe, not including the final boss, but the individual stages total are like a minute, I think. Something like a minute. It's really, really quick. Because it's sort of a combination of a couple things, but part of it is space has very low gravity, so the bounces you can do are just ridiculous, and you can just bounce over everything, float over everything kind of thing, so you skip a whole bunch. Like what? Like a happy jolly fella? Maybe it's like it's a lot of strain. You ever tried jumping while standing forward like 10 times, 15, 20 times? Yeah, dude. You ever try that? I would like to see you try that without grunting. Yeah. So yeah, you'll see just
There's
kind of the
another
cool-
C up cutscene cancel, right?
Yeah, so this is the funnest. Wow. I'm tired. The most fun.
Most funnerest.
Most funnerest level, because you clip behind the wall because it doesn't exist. They forgot to put a wall back here. Normally you go to a UFO in the middle of nowhere, you hit a switch, it spawns a UFO, you go to the UFO, you trigger some trigger in the UFO, it opens a gate, and then you go through the gate to the end of the level. But nah, you just go around it, go around the wall. Here, that switch activates a gate at the very end, and normally you're supposed to go through the whole level, trigger a bunch of things like, open that gate, stop these guys, and then extend this platform to the end. And then you activate that, and it's like, wow, all my hard work. But if you just go fast, you don't have to. So yeah, right off the bat, just L cancel, little bounce over there. And there is one new trick that I recently discovered in this world. Not too big, but it's just right here. So instead of, usually we'd go up that ramp, but normally you can just skip it. You need a little bit of speed though. It looks cooler anyway, so. just accept it. You just, alright, no, I'm good. Now, part of the speedrun is the infinite lives cheat. It's a full.
Yeah, totally legit.
It saves like 3 or 4 seconds, but I only used it if I had zero lives, because that's the only time it saves time. I will get this just in case. Sometimes I go so fast, and then I just go right past the end, and I run right off to my death. And when you're at the end of a run that's world record pace and you do that, oh man.
I take it that might have happened to you
Yeah.
maybe 1 or 2 times.
It was sad. But you learn from your mistakes, you know? So this is the final boss. It's the first section of the final boss. It's obviously incredibly easy to go in the hole in this place.
I want to say there's some seriously audible L mashing at the beginning of that boss fight.
Skip the cutscene. No, you don't. Okay. Yoshi Pro, who's the world record holder, he had a cart. He lost it on a train in Vancouver, which I have not forgiven him ever since. But his cart could skip. He had one time, for no reason, to skip this whole cutscene. This is a cutscene. I'm not obviously doing this. And this is like a 30-second cutscene, so if you can skip this cutscene, you know, that's 30 seconds saved, so easy. We've tried figuring it out. We have no idea how to do it. So, if anyone found a Glover cart on a train in Vancouver, you got the one. Keep that. Or sell it to, oh, I'm not gonna do this. Sell it to Yoshi Pro for like $50. That'll do it. So once you go in the robot, you are the robot now. And then Green Glove, whose name is Cross Stitch, actually. Yeah, Cross Stitch goes into his other robot he built. And then it is the real final boss. And it's quite difficult. You shoot his arms off, and then you shoot him 3 times.
You don't really have to worry about the missiles he shoots at you, right?
Yeah, no. Unless I had 0 lives, I wouldn't have to worry about that. And then he just drops fire. So it's like a really good, simple boss. And time will be in probably 20-ish seconds. But I'll say time, so. And that's that. He flies off, and it's never to be seen again until the credits.
What about Glover 2?
Until Glover 2. Rest in peace. They did actually make a Glover 2, like, development prototype. Time.
34:26.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Nice job.
Yes.